Hey guys, Austin here with Fuzzy Builds. Today we're going to have a quick discussion before we get into the video. First off, don't ever watch my video and think, hey, this is how I should be cutting wood or anything like that, because as you're going to clearly see very fast, I have made some potentially very dangerous blunders with my table saw. So I'm trying to remedy that. There's in the process here trying to get a outfeed table built. I got a top sitting over there that I'm currently working on, and I've got the base here. And then once that's done, I've got a bunch of projects coming up. I'm new to this. I'm still working out the kinks and all the sort of jazz and stuff like that. So bear with me. I'm on, essentially the journey to 1,000 right now. I need 1,000 subscribers before anything can happen. My dream of not having to have a day job. Well, it'll be a day job, just not, I won't be working for the man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, thanks for taking the opportunity to watch this next video. This next video is a part of the big build that I did with the Waterfall cabinet. Ooh, dramatic effect. And grabbing ourselves a huge piece of plywood and bringing it in it. This is very big. It's very heavy. And that is that. Okay, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of measuring here, measuring there. Do some masses. Figure out what it is. Okay. Zip, zip, line here. Math. 1, 2, and here we go. With the saw. Zip. Here's what I was talking about. This is what you do not want to do with a table saw. Outfeed tables are important, people. Oh, a little better. Still dangerous though. Not smart on my part. Chopping off the edges. I thought it was important that you got the opportunity to see every single cut I did on this. I'm not sure why, but I mean, why not, right? My word. At least you don't have to watch every cut on this one. Cutting my grooves for my shelves, which in hindsight I think it would have been better to have just cut holes for floating shelves. Is it floating shelves? I don't know. You put the little pegs in the sides and then yeah. So for those of you that don't think that I know how to clean up, well, buckle up, because here comes a cleaning whirlwind like you've never seen, or maybe have seen, but I think it's that you've never seen. Some crazy broom skills. Oddly, something very satisfying about watching someone sweep up. I just say that it just goes to prove that with minimal tools, and I mean, yeah, I know I've got a fair amount of tools, but they're not all state-of-the-art tools. I have made some strategic investments with some Festool stuff. But as a general rule, I mean, my planer is the cheapest planer I can find. My table saw is an old, rigid table saw. I do have a jointer, but I do not use it because there's something wrong with it. And for the life of me, I don't exactly know what's wrong with it, other than I know that the table falls on a weird angle when you start bringing it down off of center. Anyways, I don't use it. I'm going to get rid of it.
Or zip zap zoopin. Oh, you can't say zip zap zoop. I think it's copyright protected. Whoops. There's another YouTuber that I watch that actually uses that word. Is it one word, 2 words? Probably 3 words. Zip zap zoop. Yeah. Anyways, needless to say, he probably has a patent on it. That's a clever little thing, putting a board in there to get your measurement. So you got your fence, and then you put a board on the fence, make sure your measurement's correct as to what you need, and then you don't ever ride against the fence when you're trying to do cuts like that. I don't know what you call it. Yeah. Here's a fun moment. Bleep, 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 bleep. Bleep, 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 bleep. Bleep. Makes me laugh. I got very lucky on this one. So take a look here. Come to this awesome conclusion that that's the only damage I have, and I'm actually cutting that off. So as much as I was swearing and cursing there, apparently someone does love me in the world, because that worked out amazingly well. Man, if I could have rolled the dice and been that lucky. Unbelievable. Sometimes your biggest asset when doing anything is improvisation. Improvisation? Yeah. So I'm making this little jig because I need to cut those, I need to cut the board on an angle. You'll see here in a second how I do it. Am I the most boringest guy speaking? Like, I mean, like when you watch other videos, you sit there and go, damn, that Austin with fuzzy builds does nice stuff, but holy crap, that dude's boring. Anyways, so this is the angle that I'm saying we gotta cut, or I have to cut, and that's why I built that jig, because I don't have a vise, wood vise on my on anything. It surprisingly turned out very well, despite it being wobbly. Ooh, my B-roll. Is that B-roll? I think it's B-roll. I don't know. I don't know all this stuff. I just think it's neat to make a video and put it on the internet and you guys watch it. Yeah, this is my Craig pocket hole jig. It's very cool. Works really well. Just got to set both sides, set the drill bit to whatever thickness the wood is, set your height to whatever thickness the wood is, and it drills perfect holes. My drill bit might be getting dull at this point. Doesn't help that I don't have something to remove the wood chips as it's drilling. Oh, these glue containers are the worst. They at best of times work mediocre. One of my most frustrating things ever is to do glue ups because they're so nerve-wracking. I don't know, somewhere in my brain I think, hey, this is gonna instantly, I don't know, instantly glue hard or dry hard instantly. It's such a silly thing. If you're wondering why the wood's wet there, it was because I was cleaning up the squeeze out. I find it very key or important to make sure you clamp your boards in place before you put your pocket holes or screw your pocket holes, as screwing them without tightening them in place can create a bit of an issue. They like to shift. So it's always good, important to make sure you got some clamps to clamp things down. And you know, like myself, as I'm slowly building up different tools and stuff to get the job done, you know, you don't need to buy everything all at once. And I mean, this square I'm using, I've had for umpteen years. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good right now. So this is the face frame that I'm building right now. Yeah, see, don't cut wood the way I cut wood. Have an outfeed table. Be proactive. Me trying to make an attempt to make sure everything's all perfectly straight, parallel, and flush. I know there's like a million videos online for how to build this sort of stuff, so I kept it as much as I could to a minimum. I think there was like probably 20 hours of video on this cabinet, maybe even more. Just an insane amount of video. So because I don't have a jointer, I have to improvise, and so this is I don't know, backyard redneck, whatever you want to call it, jointer system. It's pretty dangerous, I will admit. Do I recommend it? Nope. I recommend buying a jointer, but after buying two brand new jointers that the tables were not flat, and then buying this one where, yeah, I just decided enough was enough, and tried to figure other options out. For 4/4 boards, I have another jig that I use that I just like slide along the fence, and that works quite well. So I use a combination of my table saw and my planer to ensure that I get some flat, straight boards. You know, and I suppose I could have avoided the whole pocket screws here and could have used dominoes. But I don't know, just seemed like this was a good way to do it. I mean, you get the gist. You don't need to see me screw in every single one of them. This was the most frustrating part of the whole thing. First off, that glue container is for lack of a better word, the absolute shits. So I switched to this glue container, which is just a standard glue container. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit frustrated and irritated. I look like my little head's gonna explode. Oh gee, do I have another hand? Oh no, I don't. Will this work? Man, some days are frustrating when you're doing all this stuff all by yourself. A little bit of clamping pressure all the way around. Keep this on just nice. And the key is, like everybody says on almost every video, if you're going to use glue, which you should be using glue to do your glue ups, obviously, just remember to wipe up the glue afterwards. Take a damp cloth and wipe down the glue, because you do not want to fight with that after it's been done. Oh look, here's a fun shot. So this is my level of frustration that day. At that point, I just didn't care. Yeah, you get quite the view though. So I planed the edges of the face, and now just doing a quick sand here just to get them all nice and cleaned up. The reason I'm doing this is this was stained already once, but as I was checking it just before I was about to put it on the cabinet, I realized that all the stuff that I stained it with pulled out of the wood somehow. I don't know if it was a temperature fluctuation or humidity fluctuation or what. However, I ended up having to re-sand it all down and then put a fresh new coat on. It worked out well. A little more. Yeah, I think that makes it look real nice. This is actually one chunk of wood that I had ripped in half. Resawed, I think that's what they call it, resawed. I resawed a piece of wood and then glued it together. And this is what came of it, or came out of it. Remember to always wipe off excess, because it makes a world of difference. Just doing up a quick fit here just to make sure everything fits together and looks good. Not bad, eh? What do you think? That's pretty good. Or at least I think so. Now it's onto the big one, getting all the sides and the inside and outside. That was a bit of a chore to do. It was more of a chore to wipe everything off afterwards. That seemed to take forever. You know, when you're making these videos, it's so hard to continuously speak on different things, whatever it is. Just, you know, to keep engaging with you, the audience, to ensure that you want to stick around. And even though I'm sitting here rubbing a piece of wood, that you're at least engaged enough to want to continue watching it. And I assume it has a lot to do with hearing what I have to say in reference to it. But that's just my thoughts. Well, now we're getting to that part of the video where I say, hey guys, if you really liked this video and you enjoyed it, consider subscribing and hitting that like button and ring the bell for notifications. All that stuff is very important and it helps me out. Doesn't cost you anything. And right now I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything. I have no affiliate links or anything like that. Just a simple subscribe and like would help out a lot. Thanks. This is actually a really good way right here to wipe off excess stain. Simple, saves your arm power. Well guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. But otherwise, here you go. Here's the build of the cabinet, and yeah, I'd love to know what you think.